Alrighty, everyone. Should be getting ready to start relatively shortly. Let's go ahead and get things up and running. We are not on our game view this time around. We're going to our DS capture. Hopefully this is going to work out. Let's go ahead and boot up our DS. You can see that I've updated our nice little thing there. But did I forget to... Oh, you know what? I think I did forget to make an adjustment to that. Whoopsies. That's a quick fix. Let me see. Let's go ahead and grab this. Haha, whoops. I had forgotten to do that. Alright, now it might work. And so let's go ahead and boot up the DS. Just make sure we get some kind of image up on there. Get an audio. That's just a matter of getting the video up. And there we go. Let me see how bad the desync is. Holy smokes, that's pretty bad. Okay, it's a little better now. I don't know why it has that like crazy level of desync, because like the video itself is transferring over just fine, but it's the audio that's getting funky. It's just ever so slightly off. So let's try this. What if I close out that window? You guys can probably still hear it off the actual DS. It's over here. I gotta boot it up all over again. And we should be able to start. Alright, so I got... It's always going to be a little bit off. I don't think it's enough for you guys to like notice a whole lot, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and switch back over here. Everything's looking good. Alright, so this is really obnoxiously loud. So I'm going to tweak some audio levels again. So what happened was... Hey, what's going on here? Is it because this is not... That should be the whole side. Did I hold down start when I did this? I think maybe I held down start. That should be... Oh, I know what's going on. Because this isn't an actual 3DS game, so it's not taking full advantage of the top screen. Otherwise, it would stretch it out. So it's proportionate, but then that makes that part look really sloppy and ew. Can we tweak that? We can tweak it, right? We should be able to tweak it. So let's see here. that's not gonna fix anything. I can't fix it on this one. Don't save. Open. There we go. This is the one we want to save it on. So we'll do that. We'll use that to kind of get an idea. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Wouldn't that work? But yeah, that would work way better. Hold on. I may have just fixed the issues. Save as. That. Yes. Now let's save it as that. Yes, sir. Alright, when I come back to OBS. Oh, okay, I see, said the blind man to the deaf dog. If I do that, then I can't see. How does one fix? This is quite the conundrum. How does one fix this? So we'll get rid of this. And we'll do... I don't want to look ugly. So we'll do this. Alright, that's not too bad. Ah, okay. Everything's a learning process. It's gonna be a little bit off. Oh, I zoomed out way too much. There we go. That should definitely fix it. We're gonna save it as this. Yes. Yes. Alright, so when we turn... There we go. It's a little bit off. Is it gonna be enough to bother me is the question. That's the billion-dollar question, right? How does it look on stream? I think it looks fine. Because it's not going to be perfect. Because there's, for whatever reason, just a teeny tiny bit sticks out over to the side. And I can't do anything about that. So I don't know how we can fix that. So we would have to, like how we're editing this now. I'm definitely going to be clipping this out right at the beginning of the stream. When I'll do a redacted version of this anyway, because I'm sure some stuff's just not going to come out just the way I want it anyway. So let's do that. All right. Then we'll go back here. What we can do. Alright, I like that. And we had this issue, right? Okay. It's looking pretty good so far. And we'll crop this. Because I know for sure we can crop this. And then that'll fix the bottom half. And then for this top half, we can do this. And we'll come here and delete that. And we'll get rid of this layer. Oh my gosh. I think it's gonna look nice. I am so OCD. Why am I as OCD as I am? I will never know. Alright, so after tweaking and tweaking and some more tweaking. Alright, now that looks so much better. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I actually love it. That's exactly what I was looking for. How's it look like full screen? Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so we are good to go. My bad about that, but we are good. So hopefully this fix will work. So if you were watching last time, I got ultra frustrated. I was playing on hard mode intentionally. I actually wanted to play on hard mode, but the blue orbs weren't popping out anywhere. And if you don't know about this game, you pick up these blue orbs to be able to upgrade your character along the way, or in this case Altair, to be able to upgrade them. And it wasn't giving me any, and I mean 0 of the blue orbs, and it was driving me insane. I was like, okay, whatever, you know what? Let's just keep going. And eventually I got to a point in the game where it was like impossible for me, without any upgrades, without anything else, to be able to get a 100, to be able to actually complete it as intended. And that was bothering me. And I got super frustrated, which I kind of don't want to try and do anymore. I don't want to get like super frustrated on stream anymore. I want to have fun, right? So after about 5 hours, I decided that, you know what, we're going to go ahead and we're just gonna start over, right? So I backed up the save just in case, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be happy with that save. It should be fixed now. All right, let's see real quick. It's still kind of off a little bit. I wonder, can I offset it? No, it's not offsetting it. That's the issue. I forgot how to technically fix it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. I'm gonna lower the volume over on the DS because it's gonna be loud and obnoxious otherwise. All right, so we've got an actual new game now that we can do. I have nothing unlocked, right? Profile's already been reset, obviously. Difficulty, I do want it on medium. I've lost hard mode, so I get hard mode, but everything should work as intended now. This game is also super duper loud. At least in this portion of the game, I don't know why it's so loud. So we're gonna dial that down a little bit, game. Jeez, I'm gonna lower my headphone volume too because this is bananas. It shouldn't be this loud. So anyway. Let's go ahead and start our adventure. Alright, we are doing it on medium because that's the highest difficulty that I can get to now. Middle East, 1190. It is supposed to look that choppy. That's not a me issue right now. A man of shadows is reaching his journey's end. Finally, a settlement. A good opportunity to stretch out a bit. Alep is just ahead. My journey is coming to an end. You know what's gonna bother me now? Just a teeny tiny little bit. How can we fix this? Because now I just realized of another issue that I'm having. Let me guess. Something messed up over here. So if I do... Oh, I know what the issue is going to be. Yup, I know what the issue is going to be. Wish I knew that this was going to bother me as much as it was. There we go. Oh my gosh. There we go. That's gonna bother me significantly less. I had to adjust where the heck these people actually were. Alright, so as per usual, we can move around. We can walk if we hold down R. So we can destroy these things, collect red orbs to replenish your health. Alright. I do want to check volume levels though. Okay, now the game is really, really low. So it doesn't need to be that low, but I just don't want it to be absurdly loud. Alright, collect blue orbs to upgrade your weapons or increase your life. Alright, so we actually picked up a blue orb this time, so that's already promising. Touch the orb icon to enter the upgrade page. Okay, so this shows how many blue orbs you have. When you have enough orbs, you can buy a life bar upgrade to increase your health, or a sword upgrade to deal more damage. Alright, so destroying these pots potentially can get me that, but they're also going to be scattered throughout the map. Like up here, see, those are the blue orbs. These are the ones that I wasn't able to collect beforehand. So they're scattered all over the place. There was no reason for me not to have gotten them, but the game wasn't spawning them. It's a glitch that is pretty well known in the game. But I'm just glad that it's working now. So now hopefully, you know, I'll have an easier time. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do hard mode. After all, I'm just doing this more so for lore, but I did want to beat it on hard. It wasn't going to give me any of the orbs otherwise. So hold R to walk and keep your balance on beams. Alright. I can come through here. Collect some more of these. Is there anything down here? Yes, there was apparently. Maybe, sort of. I don't know. Oh, that was a big drop. I actually don't know which of the upgrades are best, but we'll look it up as we need it. Now I'm playing on medium, so I think it's going to be quite a bit of time before I decide that I need to upgrade anything. I should take it easy around here, or I'll attract attention. I'm supposed to walk. I'm going to have to go ahead and break that because I don't want to attract attention to myself from the guards. Oh, this part. The gates are closed. I think this merchant has a key to go in and out freely. Are you left-handed? And actually, I am not. Touch the screen to continue. To pickpocket someone, we must discover the contents of their purse. Touch the touchscreen to discover the object you are looking for. So basically, we've got to go ahead and uncover the purse here. Let's see what he's got. He's got an apple, some coins, a scroll, and the key. Excellent. Now you must drag the key to the opening of the bag. Be careful not to touch the other objects or the edges of the bag. Too much of that and you'll be caught. Touch the touch screen for a demonstration. Yes. Now try it yourself. Drag the key to the exit. Remember, don't touch the objects. Touch the touch screen to continue. Alright, here we go. I touched something, whatever. Great! You've successfully completed the pickpocketing tutorial. However, when dealing with real targets, you will have limited time to accomplish this. Touch the screen to continue. This is your time bar. It slowly decreases, and for every mistake, you will lose more time. When it's empty, you failed. Touch the touchscreen to continue. It's time for the real thing. Be swift and cautious, Altair, and you will succeed. Touch the screen to continue. So we uncover the bag. Like how all the stuff's actually moving now. Alright, so we gotta drag this. Anything, you win! Alright, so we got his little key. You have acquired the key to the main gates. Oh, that was just red. Can we break these? Nope. Alright, please do not turn off the power or remove the game card. Hey man, nothing to corrupt this save file because this was ultra annoying. I spent like 30 minutes just getting started. Smoke and flames in the distance. The village before the citadel of Alab. What's happening? I should hurry. You can press B during dialogue to skip it. Blocked. I need to find another route. There's the blue orbs, the famous blue orbs that we can get before. I'm going to be running through this pretty effectively just because I'm already familiar with this. We did so much of this already in the previous stream. But this is going to be the new number one. So I didn't mean to do that. Coming down here just to see if I can find anything. I want to collect all the blue orbs that I can. Oh, let's climb up, Altair. Don't be a lazy guy, Altair. crackling of that fire is a little bit loud, and the birds are a little bit loud, so I'm gonna go ahead and tweak the volumes again. Sorry about that, guys. Speed run. Alright, we're done. Alright, so would there be anything hidden over here? Any barrels? Anything that I could break? Get stuff out of? Evidently not. It doesn't look like they want me to go over there, so let's keep on moving. Alright, we slid down that. Oh! I still have the bad habit of holding down R to jump, because that's how you do it in the mainline games. I said that before as well. So I have this nasty habit of holding down R when I don't need to for this game. This game I don't need to hold down R, he just automatically runs. Low profile is done differently here. Help! Please help! What happened? The village under attack. Who's attacking the village? Templars! Take the sword and avenge us! You have received a sword. Bump, 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 bump. We're gonna fight, right? Alright. So, touch the sword icon or press Y to draw your sword. Oh, we can counter already? I'm okay with that. This countering is, will make this very easy for us. Oh, we have to go through the, doors. Right, the quick strikes. The heavy blows, quick strikes. Okay, so we only technically have 2 things that we can do. A succession of 3 fast strikes of medium damage, 2 heavy strikes, slower but more damage. Alright. No biggie. Hopefully now that everything's working I won't get like obliterated like I did at that tower section, because we couldn't actually upgrade anything. I should kick this post, the platform will collapse, and I'm still feeding the snot out of that guy who's just basically mashing A at this point. All the combat right now is going to be easy, just smash A or counter. Oh yeah, that's right, we couldn't actually climb up here. During combat, press R to block. Try it now. No, press X or Y to counter the enemy's attacks. Oh yeah, the leg sweep. That was the one that I started liking a lot later on. Oh, whoops. I wonder why the Templars are attacking this village. You might as well kill me. I won't say a word. Oh boy, here we go. An assassin must know how to apply pressure to parts of the body to make the target cooperate. Timing is essential. Touch the spot only when the large circle is near the small one. Patience is a virtue, Altair. You did not wait for the right time to strike. Try it again. Touch now. Very good. Now, let's see how you handle more. Excellent. There's one more move you have to learn. Touch this spot as before, but keep pressing, then try to stay on the circle as it moves up. Perfect. You learned quickly. However, when dealing with real targets, you will have limited time to accomplish this. This is your time bar. It's slowly decreasing. For every mistake, you will lose more time. When it's fully depleted, you failed. You must finish the interrogation on your own, assassin. Touch the touchscreen to continue. So here we go. Put a pressure point all over this guy's back, apparently. Screwed up. Enough! I don't know much. Our captain was under orders to find a man that Lord Basilius was interested in. That is all I know. And then he just rolled around or something. I don't know what happened in there, but... climb down. Yeah, we can. Okay, we gotta get rid of this guy. If they can let me get to him, though. Altair, you're attacking the wrong guy. There we go. Alright, we got 70 blue orbs. Apparently, even though I can do these kind of jumps, watch this. I'm basically Mario up in this, but I do this jump and I can't get over that block. Because reasons. No, we're gonna surprise take out that guy. Their leader. He hasn't seen me yet. I have to approach him carefully. Thank God you came. I thought they'd find me and you must hurry to Alep. Mualim needs to know about this. And we get this little cutscene. Mualim, the village is under attack. I know, it's being taken care of right now. That does not look like Mualim. We treaded carelessly. The Templars were following a man. One of ours, one who had vital information for our cause. We lost it. But first, welcome back, Altair. It's good to be here again, Mualim. Indeed it is. We have a mission for you, one that is of utmost importance for our cause. Come near. The Templars are in possession of a powerful object called the Chalice. Its role is to unite the factions of whoever holds it, the Crusaders or the Saracens. Those who have it will rule these lands. The Templars are keeping it hidden for the time being. Theirs is the way of gold and power. That is not something we can offer. But others might. We need the Chalice. Something that powerful must be kept away from the dealings of men. Altair, find it. Bring it here. Good luck. Little mini FMV that they inserted into this game. Use A to interact, interrogate, and assassinate. I can't sound like that lady from the Animus in the first game. Use A to interact, interrogate, and assassinate. I mean, it's not that confusing to get around here. Like I don't need guides for everything. I go, you can technically come here to practice attack. Oh man, I wish they would have done the looping sounds properly, because it sounds like I can hear when one audio sound ends when it's supposed to be looping. New skills. Wall climb. Run up a wall. Climbing it. New skill, the hidden blade. A hidden blade replacing your ring finger. Allows you to assassinate. Alright, face backhand. Now they're teaching me how to counter. A counterattack. Performed during an enemy attack and stun opponents. We already know the quick strikes and the heavy blows, so let's keep on going. We're riding out to Damas. We were all the way down in Jerusalem last night. We gotta do all of it again. Oh well, it is what it is. At least now I can actually upgrade my character. Fine silks, my ladies, straight from Cathay. Old man, I have a message for you. A cat's dream is filled with mice. Not here, you fool. Ladies, you must excuse me. A fine morning surprise. You are someone who walked the plains of God much more than those of men to act this stupid. You don't know when to shut up and show the respect some deserve. Old man, you say? Maybe, but look behind me to the chain of actions that I built. You have nothing. You're a howling brat. I'll test you. Down this street, kill the man in front of the big gate. Survive to the end of the street, and you will find me waiting. Oh, we just gotta jump. I don't think there'd be any down there, but... Nothing over there. There's my target. I should get rid of this guard. He'll raise the alarm if he sees me. I hope you've said your prayers. Backwards. Oh, I can actually carry those boxes? I didn't know you could do that this early on. Would there be something hidden here? Anywho. I like the little pause right before the stab. So long. Like I said, you have to assassinate this guy, but I was really given no real reason why I had to kill him. Not bad. Maybe you're a real assassin after all. Let's go in the office. We have to talk. I don't think Mualim just sent you just to annoy me. So what is it? We're looking for something that is in the Templar's possession. It's called the No Need. You are not the first man sent by Mualim for this. Those who found nothing are still alive. One apparently did find out something. If you are coming from the Citadel, you know of his end. A man came into town recently. He is a wealthy oddities merchant called Tamir. He's got close ties to the Templars, so he should be a good place to start digging as any. Still, that's easier said than done. His house is heavily guarded. Perhaps there is another way. A bright button you are. Indeed there is. There's a man called Misbah in Low End Street. He's had some dealings with the merchant and should have some information. Here, take this grappling hook. It will help you if you need to use the roofs again. New skill. Grappling hook. A hook with a rope attached. Allows you to grab and swing. Neat. I don't see anything that I can break around here. Oh, well. An assassin must know how to apply pressure to parts of the body to make a target cooperate. Evidently. Low End Street. The same slums as always. Or the same slum as always. Let's find Misbah now. Keep your eyes open. What are you, the soldiers of the Holy Sleep? So many guards. The rooftops should be safer. I kind of want to fight them just because I feel like I might get some blue orbs. There we go. See, there was a blue orb. Okay, so I definitely want to beat the snot out of people. Oh, it said something there. I have no idea what they want to tell me. After him, you fools! Oh, that guy didn't give me a blue orb. What a cheapskate. At least he gave me one, I didn't see it. Should I have really just run all the way through down here? We're not going to, obviously, because there's obviously probably going to be stuff on the rooftops. But we slaughtered everyone along the way. Alright, we're back at the beginning, so let's go ahead and climb up the ladder and see what was up here. Oh, it's this side I have to climb, I guess. We'll check this side, there's nothing there. Whee! Oh yeah, perfect setup to create some mischief. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna end up pushing this onto him. So I'm a jerk. I was about to jump in the wrong direction, it looked like. I had to think about it for a second because it is not as intuitive as you guys would think. Press A to use the grappling hook on the glowing point. A lot of these are not as... You're dead. They're not as, what's the word? As clear as you would think they are. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. I guess as soon as I jump, I have to press A again. What happened if I fell here? Oh, I die. Oh, good to know. I mean, there's nothing hidden down there. Yes, I'm aware. There we go. Locked. Even though I'm already up here. The guard in that tower should have the means of entering. Now we have another little, like... one of these. So let's clean out his bag. A bit sloppy at the beginning there, but hey, we still got it done. Oh no, he noticed my existence. I don't know how to come down from that without taking any damage. I want you to know, this game looks super clear on stream. Like, the colors are so much more vivid compared to what I see. Oh no. Oh my. Oh no. So how much of this am I gonna have to repeat? Hopefully just the inside of the warehouse. Oh, I guess it's not close enough to the... It was not close enough. Misbah, a mutual friend told me you could help me. Who are you? Names come as fast as they go. It doesn't matter. I need some information about Samir. Oh, here we go again. My view is obstructed. You there, come forward. I'm afraid I cannot do such a thing. I'm afraid I can't do such a thing by my own volition. There's some guards down here. Fighting guards can get... Kill him! Don't let them get away! It seems you found yourself in a peculiar spot. If you want me to help you walk on firm ground again. Anything! Heights! Help me! A way into Tamir's house. I know of no such way. That doesn't really help me, you know. Stop, please! I know nothing of entering his house. He was never there. But I know something about Tamir. Maybe you can help me. Please, speak. There's been a shipment of oil to his house. He keeps the barrels on his roof. You don't have to enter. You can get him out. I see. Helpful information indeed. Help me now. Well, I'm afraid it'll create a bad habit for you. You should help yourself. The man gave you information, just gonna let him hang there? That's rude. On to Tamir's house now. He's here, the assassin is here. Oh, this guy can throw. We're gonna climb up this way first. That one guy with the yelling. I was laughing at it in the previous stream too. That was before everything hit the fan and I got super like upset with the game. Run across it. Look at this guy spilling tar all over the place. That's very expensive tar, sir. You better believe I was gonna run right back up to get that blue orb after all the struggles I went through trying to figure out why I wasn't getting them. I'm not leaving a single blue orb behind. Are you kidding me? He's here! The assassin is here! Bad gas travels fast in a small town. Why can't I pick this up? Oh, was it in the air? What? I was like, alright, we're already glitching again. I'm taking a lot of damage, apparently. I've learned my lesson. I'm not. Oh no! Mission failed. You've been discovered. I like the pose that I'm in. The oil barrels and some torches, rather convenient and useful. Sir, wait here. We'll go get some water and more people to help. Faster, fools. If anything in there burns, you'll be the first to pay. My beautiful carpets, the Venetian silverware, all lost. Surely you can buy them back. What? Who's there? The Chalice, Tamir. I'm looking for it. And why would I tell you anything? Because aside from the flames around us, we are alone, Tamir. You want a way out? You assassins are not much fun when it comes to negotiating, are you? Always straight to the point. Yes, of course I want a way out. Still, there isn't much that I can tell you. The Chalice lies in the desert, assassin. Don't know where or what it actually is for that. You'll have to dig some more. What I do know is that you will need 3 keys to enter the desert temple. For more, you'll have to ask for Hera. Who? A dancer. Think she's a butterfly. You'll know when you see her. I told you everything. I told you everything I know. What now? I'll see you in the afterlife. Stop him! He's getting away! Oh, it's the guy that can throw again. Nothing else that I can break here, right? That guy's waiting for me out there. I should go back to Rafik. Tamir's last words raised some questions. New skill, wall to wall. What was it that if I ran over here, this guy saw me and it got cancelled out? Was that what happened last time? I can't remember. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, I think it's that I died. You're gonna give me a blue orb? Give me the blue orb. Now we have 151. The Light Sting. Finishing move that works on stunned opponents dealing heavy damage. We have all that other stuff. Saving, please do not turn off the power. Hold R to walk. By doing this, you will not attract unwanted attention from the guards. And now I think I walk into the circus and I have to fight the big dude. After I speak to the Rafik, I guess. Did you find out what you wanted? A bit, yes. Good, good. Guess you didn't come here to show me that you're talented. What is it that you want? Hera, the dancer. Where can I find her? A dancer? It seems to me that Tamir had an interesting sense of humor. She's a circus dancer, that Hera. So head on to Market Street, or the circus is. You'll find her there. Good luck, assassin. Thank you, Keeper. All that for another load screen, another save? We run right into the circus tent. You! My cards told me one such as yourself would come, but you are wasting your time. I'm not wasting it. You'll find that not all women are easily intimidated. Batter, this man is bothering me.
You leave Hera alone now! She doesn't want you here!
Step aside, big man. I've no quarrel with you.
I'm afraid I cannot do that, small man. but you are free to make me if you can.
Dun, dun, bump, bump. I'm already getting slapped. Slap, slap, slap. Kick him in the face. Oh, I'm getting careless. Oh my God, I'm careless. You're dead. I wouldn't have guessed. Health bar down to 0. Whoa! But well, why are we starting off that way, game? I like the hitbox detection because half the time I'm not supposed to get hit. Like it doesn't even connect. I just need him to do that. Whoa! Okay. You guys saw that, right? I was nowhere near it, and then I got hit. This is how games start getting me upset. Why? Why am I right in front of him? Why does he attack right away? Why am I not given an opportunity to step back? And why is this so RNG? What is Altair doing? These guys, even on hard mode, they died in like 3 hits. Look at all these lovely people throwing rocks at me. But at the end of the day, they're civilians, so I can't attack them. Wait, no. We're gonna intentionally come down. I'm not using any of the blue orbs yet, obviously because I don't have a need to just yet, but also because I want to see about how many blue orbs would I have probably had under different circumstances. There's nothing down here. And for whatever reason, jumping makes you run, like move faster? I'm most definitely sticking to the high route because now that I've taken down everyone, as you can see, there's plenty of areas for me to get blue orbs. Is there a blue orb there? No, it's just illusion. I feel so dumb having done everything I did here. because it wasn't until way later that I realized what I was supposed to do there. Alright, anything for me to destroy? Any pots? The most important thing is any pots to destroy, because... Stop! Did she break that bridge just to get away from me? I've already told you, you're wasting your time so long. Yes, I'm aware, game. Game, if only you knew, because you have no memory of this last night, but I already did all of this. I'm supposed to go there to the sewer, yes I know. Whoa, he's a toughie. Oh, and he's throwing me. Listen, bud. I can just fight you normally, you know. I don't need to do anything fancy. Just keep swinging the sword at you. And there you go, dude. Problem solved. End of the road for Hera. Indeed, and exactly where it was supposed to be. What do you mean? I had to test you, man of shadows. Let's see if you are driven enough for this task. What task? What are you speaking of? The Chalice. Isn't that why you came to me? Indeed it is, but... I knew that you would come for quite some time. The cards never lie. I prepared myself to be able to help you. And the fact that you are here now tells me that I did everything right. Still, I have to do two more things. One is to give you something. The other is to ask you something. To give you the first key of the Desert Temple. Key to Desert Temple? To ask, kill a man called Alat for me, or Al-Aad for me. Where? The baths of Upper Street in the Noble District. Alright. One more thing. There's a man who's been to the Desert Temple, where the Chalice is hidden. He can help you further. He's at the Templar Hospital in Tyre. Is it Tyre? I think it's Tyre. In Tyre. Come now. Al-Aad's end awaits you. I'll get you into the district, then you can use the sewers to reach the baths. Joke's on you. I don't have to wait for you, apparently, because when I was rerunning this just to see if I could find any blue orbs, I found out that I could just run ahead of you. And now, as I said, you can use the sewers to reach the baths. Thank you, Fahera. Good luck, Altair. There's nothing to break here, I don't think. There are blue orbs, though, so I will pick those up. And then we ran into that one skeleton. I ended up having to rerun this mostly because I had like backed out to see if I could find any more of these things. And as it turned out, I could not. And it ended up making me start the memory block all over again right from the beginning. Oh, so see, there was a point to this back then. There was a blue orb that was on that one spot, but I wasn't going to be able to get it. Oh, now we can find out if there was anything of value in these treasures. Blow into your microphone to see if chest is unlocked. I'm still blowing, game. Alright, so what was in here? A bunch of blue orbs that I could have gotten, but I wasn't going to be able to get. So question. I'm going to regret this a little bit. If I were to, you know, just jump into this. I had 205 up until that point. Will I still have 205 or do I lose them? Alright, so I got the answer to that. We will lose them. So I needed to do that mostly because I wanted to know if I could farm. And I think this is the only time you use the microphone in this game for anything. So they just put that in there just to be able to take advantage of the fact that the DS had a microphone. No! I hope there was a checkpoint there. When a guard died. Oh, never mind. Oh, this part. Man, oh man, how many times did we die here? And all I needed to do was be patient. Quickly, before the door closes! I like how I just said I just needed to be patient. So my thought process at that time, just so you guys know, is that I thought that there was a bar to hold on to get ready. I forgot that the bar is right on top of the water. So, it's not that I'm an idiot, it's that I misinterpreted the situation. We'll go with that, yeah. misinterpreted this. I hope both of them are water at the same time. And we made it. I think I potentially got all of the ones that I could get. It's very likely that I could have missed some anyway. Leave, beggar. This is no place for the likes of you. It's quite the other way around, Allah. I am the giver. You are the beggar. What? Who are you? Gods! Gods! Did I just dunk his head underwater? Like, that did not look like an assassination at all. Slay the assassin! Oh, we got a thrower over here. I don't like the alert counter as much anymore because it might not be an instant kill later on. I can climb up here? What's up here? Anything of value? Anything of use? Does not look like it. You succeeded. I knew my cards wouldn't lie. They didn't. Now, assassin, the next step you take is Tyre. The Templar Hospital. Find the old man. I'll do that. Good luck, Altair. The Heavy Sting, what I've been doing forever. A very powerful finishing move that works on opponents lying on the ground, killing them instantly. That little animation. I've missed the humid winds of Tyre. Something seems nothing much has changed around here. Except the number of soldiers around. So many now. Hamid, the keeper of Tyre, should be around here somewhere. He can help me find this hospital that Fahera spoke about. I'm gonna take out all these soldiers because I want worms. Quit doing throwy things. Oh, you're up there now, are you? Oh, now I can take you off. Is there anything through here? Or do I just get stopped by the tree? I get stopped by the tree. Good day. I'm looking for Hamid, the carpet merchant. Who's looking for him? Rafiq, the silk merchant from Damas, sent me to him. Rafiq, you say? Welcome then. I've been expecting you. It's not safe for an assassin to wander the streets of Tyre these days. What's with all these soldiers? I haven't seen so many guards in Tyre in years. It has to do with that hospital of theirs. Since they opened it again, they guard it like a treasure. Interesting. Since I'm here about the hospital myself. Are you now? Well, what about it? An entrance. For that, we have to go there. Not together, though. It's close to the docks. You can't miss it. Go and use the rooftops. They're safer now. Could have just gone up this rope bridge. Oh, wait. Wait. No, not the Lady Altair. Jeez. Of course. The guy yelling in the background. Da, 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 da. I did not expect it. Hold on! You're not going anywhere! Well, that was successful. Or, you know, you could throw me off by doing that. Hey, what are you doing here, shameless thief? I'll teach you a lesson. Nazim, pull out your crossbow. We've got a thief in here. I think if I land on it, but I didn't land on it. I think if I land on it, it'll break. Yes, it did. I don't know if I was supposed to do that with it, but I did. I want to fall. And the only reason I want to fall is because there are guards. Like before, I was trying to actually do everything, but now that I know killing these guards will give me blue orbs. I was thirsty for blue orbs last time. Was I supposed to fall? No, I was not supposed to fall. Oh, I should have made it to the end and then fell. I might be able to make that jump. Hold on. Alright, so I didn't see anything else of value there, so I'm gonna keep going. A deep and deadly sewer. This won't be easy to pass. I'll have to move quickly in order to reach the other side of the building. Gotta be extra careful that I don't do something stupid. Just to make sure there wasn't anything down here. I doubt it, and I was right. Should have trusted my instincts. I gotta redo all that all over again. At least it didn't push me off. No, no, no! Why am I standing on the tree? Sure. I'll take it. Now, is it that the drop is killing me? Or is it that... It was the low health, I think, is what was killing me, not necessarily the fall. Starts talking to himself. I don't know what he was thinking about the rest of his life. Oh, he's still alive. That. And off we go. Wait, Who are you? This area is closed. I've got no time to explain. Let me pass. Not in 1,000 years, assassin. Guards, arrest this man. You shouldn't have done that. Like, oh, it sounds like Altair sounds like Batman there. Anything hidden here? Nope. Oh, oops. I did not do a stealth assassination. Find the one who is in charge of the hospital, Roland Napoli. A wicked man according to all the stories about this place. What stories? They say he's been questioning people. It seems he's looking for something. We don't actually know. We've never been inside. We sent a man a few months ago, but he didn't return. How do I get in? The drained fountain there. It's usually closed, but at this hour a man goes there to clean it and make sure it's still locked. Get the key from him. Be careful. The way is dangerous after that. Good luck, Altair. Thank you, Hamid. Knock knock. Can you let me in? Of course not. We gotta do another little pickpocketing thing, huh? Are you left-handed? I am not. Alright, let's clear out this pocket. For this purse, whatever this is. I really thought that I was going to lose there. I'm not even going to lie to you. I've got the key. I must escape through the fountain, quickly. We are kind of advancing a lot faster than I did the first night. But then again, I also know what the heck I'm doing now. We're also playing on an easier difficulty. I feel like there are a lot of bots in chat right now. Just kind of lurking. I'm not sure. That is an unusual amount of people that I would not normally ever see. If any of you guys are real, feel free to chat it up. Let yourself be known. Nerve-wracking part. Oh, I made it. Or okay. Wait, what? How does one wait, what? Well, how are we gonna get out of here now? Why are you asking me? You lost that silly raft. I did what? I told you to firmly tie the rope to that pole. If that rope wasn't rotten, maybe I could have done it better. Of course, so it's my fault that it's rotten and you didn't see that. Stop this nonsense and think clearly for a moment. We need to find a way to get out of this rat-infested place. Hey, who are you? How did you get in here? I'm here to help you get out. Finding a funny guy in the sewers is your fault also. You volunteered us for this. Well, I agree, this is my fault. What do you propose we do? Kill the funny one. What else? Good plan. Well, apparently none of us are gonna fall in the water, huh? Seems a good doctor knows of the sentry into this hospital. Oh, that was not a wall that I could jump off of. I learned that the hard way. Oh, we gotta throw her. It's your turn to die first. Seems a good doctor knows of this entry into this hospital. Oh my gosh, I almost did not make that jump. Be careful here. Oh no! I climbed up one step too high. Are you gonna make me do that whole little acrobatic section? Oh, wait, no, this. Does that one not stick out, or did both of them stick out at the same time and I didn't notice? This area, this part tends to get a little loud too. Man, this game's like... this game's volume is like super variable. I'm almost scared to... Oh, okay, I'm still good. Oh, it's this part. This part gave me a little bit of trouble. I don't anticipate that it's going to give me trouble now, because I'm normal. I'm actually capable of getting upgrades should I need it, but we're also on normal difficulty. An assassin? Attack him at once! And I have to go back for that pot over there. I don't know what this section is for. I'm gonna have to do this whole part again. I mean, not that it was a difficult thing to do. But... Where's your other buddy? Why isn't he coming to fight me? An assassin? Attack him at once. Why does it slide me like all the way back that way? This game is just one massive glitch fest. So this is here in case someone wants to get the What the? Oh my god. Why did he just walk off? Every other time that I've done that, he'll like hold on to the edge of something. Oh well, at least it saves that, right? I'm guessing eventually it'll make its way back over there and I have to like jump over there, I guess. Depth perception is hard! And then once it comes up, I'm supposed to jump over to it and then climb this. Oh my god, he wasn't climbing at first. For a second, I was about to cry. Perfect timing on those platforms. That's the way. gotta wait for it to come back. That's annoying. No! I keep thinking that I could just let it go and drop down. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta do this part all over again. Why isn't there another checkpoint? I can't even say that why isn't there a checkpoint. There was a checkpoint. I just used it the wrong way like an idiot. Assuming all the upgrades are like 100 points each, that's 300. That's 3 separate upgrades I can get. I shouldn't have died here, but I'm an idiot. So we gotta come here and we're gonna hang off the edge. Climb up here, get up there. I'm gonna grab onto this rope ladder, climb on down. We are not gonna press any buttons. We're just gonna do that, and we're gonna, there we go. And we can drop down here and we'll get a checkpoint. Excellent. You'll never get out alive. Aim your crossbows. Crossbows! Why for so many crossbows? These floor buttons must be activated somehow. Oh my gosh. So I can't climb up there now? Oh my god. Get rid of you. Hey, wait a second. I'm just gonna keep respawning? Because, you know... Do you always give a blue orb? You give a blue orb? No way. I could literally stay here and farm this. I'm not going to, but I could. Sliding down there is a death trap. I don't see anything of use there, so... Oh, got a short hop. There's a short hopping section. That tar is highly flammable. Hey, what's going on? Oh, but if I do that, I don't get any EXP from it. This slow motion. Why am I standing in it? How much of the annoying process do I have to do again? Oh, well, this actually works out in my favor. I will kill you. Just let me out. What? 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 What killed me? Oh, I must have, I get what happened. I must have jumped up as that spike was coming down. I free that guy. This might open a... This guy's like not taking any damage. This damage he's taking is very little. He gives a lot of EXP. Oh, and then he did, yeah, it's this guy. It's the guy who does little Ryu, like, Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku kick. Oh my god. Am I soft locked? Because I couldn't do anything there. When I try to do like a kick in his face, I can't do it. But whenever he wants to kick me in the face, he can. Well, my kicks don't work against him apparently. I'm gonna give that Templar props because he's probably wearing chainmail armor and he's doing all those movements. Peace out, yo. Why am I not countering? There we go. Come get me over here, you idiot. Look, I'm over here. Oh my gosh. Could be here forever trying to kill this guy. Why didn't he counter? There we go. He also messed me up because he hit me and soft locked me down here. Can he ever die? Can he ever die? Kind of just more curious at this point if I can take him down. And that's the lowest I've ever gotten his health. Although at this point I'm just smashing Y. Hey, his health is actually in the red. What? That's a thing? That's a thing that can happen? I think once I get like the face kick technique, like I think it's a YYX combo, I think that's going to be a game changer going forward. We're fighting a lot of these annoying guys, just knock them on their butts. No, we're so close! It's almost there! Don't give up now, Altair! They just ended up giving me a whole lot of help. Oh my gosh, I can't leave. I can't leave this little area! No! Soft locked. I'm saying that. I could probably just reload checkpoint and I'll probably be fine, but oh my god. Look, like, it's not that I'm not trying to run away. Like, I can only run from here to here to here to here. I can't do anything. He slapped me and knocked me off like the podium or platform that was moving on up. Is he coming with me up here? Okay, no. Ask him again. He must know where the key is. Yes, my lord. Don't let the intruder live. Kill him now! Oh, that guy fell to his doom, I guess. No, he's still running around down there from the looks of it. Oh my gosh, people that throw. Game's kind of struggling a little bit there. I think this is the lowest I've seen the frame drop. that guy? Oh, I'm supposed to take him out first. Oh my god, this slowdown is intense. I just kind of slapped him. I don't think I was supposed to slap him. I think there was supposed to be dialogue. But the game did something. And I was just able to slap him. End of the road, Templar! But I killed him! I'll see you in hell, assassin. What? I already killed them, though. I can't kill something that's already dead. What? So I've had two glitches, two pretty bad glitches, as a matter of fact, happen back to back. Oh my god. Listen, I can't afford to have any more glitches, so I'm gonna need you to leave this platform so that I can climb up here, so I can skip this dialogue, because we already heard and read and saw all of it. Let's go, let's just counter kill everything, oh, you're gonna throw, that's fine, it's not like I'm in a rush. You're gonna throw too, that's fine, you know, again, we're not in a rush here. So because I somehow managed to skip this. Oh my goodness. The end of the road. I'll see you in hell, assassin. Oh, I bumped into him. Who's there? Stay away! Old man, I'm not who you think I am. I'm one of the assassins. I'm looking for something that is in the care of the Templars. How do I know you are speaking the truth? Indeed, there's nothing that I can do to prove that I am who I say I am. Oh, but there is. Come closer. Give me your left hand. You have a hidden blade, assassin. You are speaking the truth. You seem to be warm enough to be alive. And you being here tells me what you seek. The Chalice. Yes, old man. I seek the Chalice. You've been to the Desert Temple. You have one of the keys. I need it. I know you do, young man. The key is yours. One more thing. The Templars found out about the entry that these keys open. Lord Basilisk already has one of them. I was brought here so that they could take the second one. But I'll give it to you. New skill. Daggers. Throw a poison dagger that stuns temporarily. The battery. That's the skill that I needed earlier. A combination of attacks that ends with a powerful kick in the face, throwing the opponent to the ground. We skip right over Acre and go straight to Jerusalem. Look at the touchscreen to have a clearer view of your surroundings. Well met, Altair. Good to see you, Keeper. What is it you need? Lord Basilisk. I learned that he is in Jerusalem. Oh, an ambitious man, I see. He is a fearsome pharaoh warrior. Lord Basilisk idles in the king's wake. You'll spot him outright. And entering the palace of the king of Jerusalem is no small feat, I warn you. Although, as it happens, you came at the right time. The king will be holding a small party, nothing to be made public. But still, he will be out of his fortress and somewhere in the city. It should be easier for you to reach him. I don't know where this party will take place. You must find out. Where could I learn this information? Try the city gardens. It's the perfect place to pick up gossip on the nobility. Thank you, Keeper. One more thing. We also have a man in the lower ranks of the king's staff. We haven't heard from him. Look into it. See if you can help him. Alright. Good luck, assassin. So begins the next phase of our story. Breaking into the palace of the King of Jerusalem.
What?
What? Alright, nothing destructible here.
What? Hey!
Everyone's throwing now. Yeah, now I can kick your butts. Mostly taking this route down here just so that I could find out. Oh. Or not find out. I can take some of those blue orbs off of you guys from beating you up. Actually, can we climb up here? Nope, that's part of the backdrop apparently. Oh my gosh. An assassin! Get him now! That was actually faster than most of the things I did. Can't get up there! Right, what if I go on? Will I be able to backtrack? Well, there's a ladder here, a rope ladder anyway. Oh no! I think I ran into another glitch, guys. Oh my god, I could have gotten up here so much easier. that was close. Oh, but this is the route for people that want to avoid combat. I don't want to avoid combat. It's so much faster than when you put him down. Why I can't move properly. A little too big for your britches there, bud. Oh my god, that was doubly close. Jumping the wrong way. The NPC yelling in the background keeps getting me. We're gonna run up that hill, huh? I need to stop for a few seconds to overhear their conversations.
What?
Fine silks, Kasira's shops, kids. Fishing, lure must be. Also keep in mind.
Hey!
This is it. Maybe I can find out where it's going to take place. Lucky man, Ayman. He was invited to this great party tonight. Really? How do you know that? He just told me. He's on the other side of the gardens. He usually takes a stroll through the gardens at this hour. Oh, this part with the boulders. Why was that one a slide and this one not? Aye, man, right? I have no time to waste. Tell me where the king is having his party this evening. I don't have to tell you anything. Be gone! I'm not a djinn for you to order around. Oh boy, here we go. Compared to some of the other ones. Arg! I'll tell you, just let me live! I like how he's freaking out up there. I'm pretty sure he's glitched. The party will be held at... I don't even know how to pronounce that. La Coers Villa, in a northern part of the city. Don't kill me, please. You never met me. Why would I kill you? Yes, of course. Never met you. It's rare for him to let people off the hook like that. The entrance is heavily guarded, but it's the only way in. Why did he climb the stairs that way? Oh, apparently I was responsible to go that way. Press B to jump from one net to another while pressing left or right. Oh, whoops. Look at all these blue orbs. All these blue orbs that were never here in last night's run. I have a feeling that this is so much easier. Not just because I'm like playing on medium for the moment. I have to re-unlock everything. But just because now I can actually upgrade myself with the blue orbs. Yes, yes, I know how to get up there. We figured this out last night. honestly, we're making fairly good time. Like, we're still not gonna beat this game. Like, tonight. That would have been something cool. If I could actually have beaten this game in one sitting. Which I probably could. It's not that I couldn't, it's time constraints. Raise the bridge! We are under attack! Hurry! What? Is he dead? Oh, it just wanted to show me what I needed to do. This guy's not dead yet. As far as I can tell, there's no one else here at ground level that we can do. We're at 399. Oh my gosh. We're at 399, so we're almost there. At least for 2 upgrades into each of the categories. Do not struggle. It will be over soon. No! Why didn't he climb down? Oh, I remember this part. I remember why I died here. Because there's a ladder on the right side that's closer, and then I have to, like, the little shimmy jump from one rope ladder to the next thing. Yeah, there it is. I can see it now. I'm supposed to climb down this one and then do this. Who are you? I am a friend assassin. I work for the king, but I am actually of Kadar's ranks. You need help to get past the entrance. Those who built this castle ensured that there was a secret passage. If one needed to get in or out of the castle unnoticed, there are 4 stones that need to be pressed with something heavy. For the passage to open, use your eyes, assassin. But first, let me open this door for you. What about you? Kadar said he hasn't heard from you in a long time. It's hard now that Basilisk is around. He is always watching. Tell my master I am alright. I'll be with him soon. Good luck, assassin. It'd be nice if they said, like, safety and peace and all the other, like, you know, actual dialogue lines. Like, all the dialect that they say to one another. I like how quickly I died there. Because of the crossbow guy. Because I really should not... Really?! I have to do all of this all over again? Like, you don't think this is a little much, game? This really slow, time-consuming portion? This is like at least a good half a minute of me having to run around and do stuff again. Like, you could have given me this. You could have given a checkpoint earlier on. That's kind of dumb, He did not want to jump to the other one. If you guys were wondering why I was just climbing up and down and shimmying. Like it wasn't working. So now I get to waste even more. See, these are the little things that, like, it grinds my gears. And it starts getting me frustrated with a game. Because, like, that should not have happened. Just like, now I can't assassinate this guy. Or just kick him off the building, sure. It didn't let me do it again. This is gonna be the part where I start losing my patience. I can already feel it. This game is a glitchy mess. So far, it has been behaving well. Oh, now it wants to do... I have no words. All of this dialogue because we are already familiar with this. Like that right there, that should have been a second. Oh my god, right there. I can kill someone. Get it? This Assassin's Creed. Oh, here's the annoying puzzle thing. I got kind of stuck on here last night. Because I was making a silly mistake. Because I didn't realize something. That must be the passage that goes underneath the castle. No! Why do I do that? Every time. My brain says, press B to let go of the rope. I'm sure it's a muscle memory from some other games that I've played. Maybe even including Assassin's Creed. I almost overshot. He just walked right off. Oh boy, and I have no health. off earlier. Why can't I grab forward? What is the point of this secret passage? Like, conventionally, right? Like, obviously this is a video game, but... It's like, oh no, there's a... Like, we're under attack! Quick, get the king out of here, quickly! Yeah. Hold on, we gotta push these giant, like, metal boxes into the proper spots. But don't worry, the king will be fine. Don't worry, just give us a second. I'm guessing that's what they wanted me to do. Oh my god. Well, at least I did this way faster than the other night. Or the other night being last night. I'm not even gonna post that one. This is gonna be number 1. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything over there. And obviously I can't climb that. Oh, here we go. Oh no, I gotta make it there. This door won't stay open for too long. I need to reach it fast. We encounter Basilisk. This must be Basilisk, the key around his neck. An assassin, and one that reached me before I snatched him out of this world. A challenge, finally. Not really, Basilisk. I'm not here for you. This guy is so much easier. So long, Lord Basilisk. I have the key, that's all I wanted. As I just disappear. You! Come back! I gotta get a voice for him. New skill, explosive bombs. Use them to destroy everything but the thickest walls. Leg cutter. Counterattack that throws the opponent to the ground. Alright, and we are saving. Yet again, Old Jerusalem. I should hurry and find Hazard's shop. You've got a new weapon, the explosive bomb. To use it, touch the bomb icon. To throw a bomb, press Y while running. Press Y while standing still to drop it right where you stand. What is the meaning of this? One of your men stole a map from us. We're here to take it back. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, leave the shop. This attitude is not helping you. We'll take the map anyway. No! You stay out of this if you value your life. Altair, come here. You're just a bit late. You're not the only one looking for the Chalice. We managed to find a map that showed the way to the desert temple. You have to get it back. Follow them back to that accursed tower of theirs. Take the map from the Templars, Altair. Find the Chalice. He's the one. He's the killer. Climb any of this. I guess I gotta just run by all the people that want to throw stones at me. Finest Persian merchandise. Hey, guards! There he is! I came down here to get these orbs. Oh my god, this guy's in the way and I can't. Glitched. I can't do anything about him right now. He was gonna climb up to me? I was okay with it. I'm okay with coming down to you, bud. The shopkeeper's men will try to take the map back. That's a given. You are the fastest among us. take the map back to the tower. Be careful. Lord Basilisk is on his way, and he asked for it specifically. Our lives depend on that map, being in the tower when he arrives. We'll stay here and try to fend off the keeper's men. Go now. Things are about to get wacky. The assassins will use the rooftops to move. There's one of them. Shoot! Oh my god, the heavy Altair breathing. The same recycled, like, breathing pattern. Of course. And since, you know, the crossbowmen, they never miss. They are incapable of missing. Whoa, why did he decide to jump and run all over the place? Yes, yes, we know. He's on the ground? Is there a way for me to go down to the ground and climb back up? I didn't see a way. Oh, I'm guessing it's if you mess up that jump section, like the swinging portion. I was avoiding a lot of these guys then unintentionally. It's interesting. I mean, I'm not going to avoid them going forward because now I can actually get blue orbs. So you're just a little bit tougher than the other guys, which is why I'm guessing you are going to keep getting up instead of letting me just toss you to the ground and stab you. Okay, so yeah, this is the way that I came from. Can't go through there apparently. Oh, I thought he was going to be one of the tough guys, but he was not. Are those guys at ground? No, they're not. Are they at ground level? Yeah, they are. I mean, I fell on accident, but I'll gladly take it. This is going by a lot easier on medium. It's a shame about that one area that was basically gonna be the hard mode where I had to like actually use upgrades. So where are you supposed to be? I see you running around down here. Oh, here you are. Stab! What just happened? So I swear, sometimes this game does whatever it wants. Assassin's Creed in general, I think sometimes just does whatever it wants. I swear, like, I don't input specific things, and the specific things keep happening. I'm gonna go for like another half hour, so about 27 more minutes of stream time, just because 30 minutes at the beginning was basically me redoing the borders, and then I'll redact that. We'll use the catapults to drive them off. Farewell, assassin. Am I just gonna watch him walk away? Like... Alright, so we're saving again. You are within range for an assassination. A will appear on the screen. Listen up, my warriors. Or listen up, warriors. An assassin is here. He must not reach our fortress. If he gets past you, you'll have to answer to Lord Basilisk directly. Now, a strong arm and a steady aim. Crossbowmen, spread out and hunt him down. Fire at those tar barrels, they'll explode. Get off this platform. It could collapse at any second. Oh my god, always with the crossbowmen. This wall is too high to climb. Maybe if I can, whatever, stack boxes. Trying to do everything without being shot by arrows. I thought it would break by now, but it didn't. What's that shiny thing for? Is that just random health? I think that was just random health. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to hold on to this. Oh. It's one of those. Okay. Oh my god. I can't tell my depth perception there. Well, I I get to kill this guy again. And then there's the random health here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up. Go of R a little too soon. Block his path. Close the trap. Don't let him activate the switches. Man, they sure do love heavy switches. That's it, the path should be open. He got past our trap, get him! This will be a tough jump. Especially with the crossbowmen firing at me. That was a nice view of Altair's pixelated 3D pixelated legs. Oh, I have to actually read the puzzle. Great. There's nowhere to go, assassin. There must be a way to lower that bridge. Actually, there is. If you just read this thing, the puzzle's probably going to be the same. It says, when the clouds block the sun, the lightning will purge the unclean, and the path will open for those who are worthy. Those buttons should be pressed in a certain order. Cloud, sun, lightning. And lightning did it. Or I did it. He's cornered! Oh my god, it's one of these guys. Maybe I could use this catapult. And now they have snakes all over these platforms. Oh god, I'm gonna die here. Unless there's like health or some other nonsense up here, I'm gonna die. He dares to enter our quarters. Get him. And of course, as I'm making my way over to kill the other guy, he's like, oh, well, now you can't move, and because I initiated my attack, you get to die. Attack the snake! Oh my goodness. You just kept attacking air. Even though I'm pressing left. Yes, I dare enter your quarters. Let's see how well you do now. Oh, it's this guy with his, like, oh, I'm gonna interrupt everything you do attack. What is it with them and snakes everywhere? Oh, can't cross through there. Nope, they all gotta die. Feel the blade of the Templars, assassin. Any opportunity that I can get to get blue orbs, I'm going to take them after all the stupidity I went through last night. Oh my god. I really hate when that happens. And he just... I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die here mostly because of stupidity. I probably should have played this game first, in hindsight, because I have all this, like, muscle memory now from the real Assassin's Creed games, that it's messing with me. I really hope that there's a checkpoint coming up ahead, because if not... Or at least there was health. Not much of... in the way of any kind of real health, but at least it was health, and then I died. Oh! So I get to redo all of that, right? All the way back from the snake section, I think? Oh, thank goodness I don't. Wait, but I do have to do this fight again? I would like to at least get to the portion that I completed on hard mode last night. Which, I'm making excellent time. What the... Wait, what? Why is that block just floating there? Who the heck is that guy? Whoa, 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 whoa! Hey! Oh, I'm dead. Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna be able to take... Who the hell is that idiot? I've never seen him before. Oh my god. Why from all the way back here? Just give me a checkpoint. That idiot's attacks never stopped. Like he was choking me and then he slammed me into the ground, then he started stepping on me and next thing you know, half my health is gone. I don't even know what he is. Like, is he a boss? Is he just there to discourage you from jumping down and fighting all those people? Because I don't feel like going down there and fighting him. Of course. And that's it. It's over. I have to do all of that all over again. I hate these jumps. These jumps are like one of the dumbest things right now. Because it's like, oh, light, and now I promise you I will tap it. I won't even do like a really big jump. I'll just tap it. And it'll be like, no, 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 you pressed it for 1/4 of a millisecond too long. We are so sorry. Oh my gosh, can I do... Now I'm being stun... I'm being stun locked by all of them. I can't wait for a day, honestly speaking, just because I think my patience is running low with gaming in general. I can't wait for hopefully a day where like all of this nonsense will come to a close. Where like, look, we see that you've done this successfully like 20 times. Clearly you know what you're doing. So we're not gonna make you redo this entire section of the game all over again. Alright, now that I got the checkpoint, let's see if we can figure out this idiot. There's no way to stop this guy that I can see. Look, and then he stomps on you. And then the crossbow guy. The crossbow guy stuns you. He keeps charging at you. He is like one of the fastest enemies ever. In terms of like chasing you with aggro. Here he comes. What the hell was that? Oh my god, and then I got a prompt. But I couldn't do anything. love it. Did you guys see that? It's like, I'm gonna grab you from across the box! And the game's gonna have to acknowledge it. Why couldn't you... Oh my god. What the hell? Oh my god. You guys are seeing this, right? I'm being given the prompt to press X. I press X, nothing happens. I'm dead. Oh my god, stupid bow and arrows. I don't even have to do this. Why am I torturing? He just walked right off. X. Is he dead? Oh my god, he's actually dead. Oh my god. Oh my god, just let me hit you! Oh my god! They just keep countering everything that you do! Now... Oh my god. I don't even know what happens to this moron over here that gets him stunned to begin with. Now I get to lose a ton of health over here because of these morons. Look at that. One arrow! Here we go. It looks like that closed door is connected to this map. I wonder if I can put it back together. I hate these puzzles. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I hate these puzzles. Oh, of course, the yellow one's not where it needs to be. This is so dumb. I hate these puzzles. I've never been good at puzzles like this. I'd almost rather a slider puzzle, but not this. Oh, look at that. Everything was in place except the yellow again. god, I'm just like, I feel just like running over this over and over and over just until I get lucky, because I can't stand these puzzles. Of course not. Oh my god, finally. Now for all the stupidity to take place. That's a mistake I won't make again. Guards kill this creature. And after every wave you kill, that gets a little bit higher again while his platform comes down. There's nowhere to go, assassin. And you get hit in the chest by a fucking... Behind a pillar, still get hit by an arrow. Why didn't he take any damage? I'm dead. This is so stupid. Because you would think, oh, let me go take cover. You would think, oh, if I keep moving, then the bow and arrow's not gonna hit me. But the bow and arrow can always hit you. It's never going to miss. I was about to kill him there, and then I got hit by a bow, an arrow attack. I can go fight him over here. But then he's gonna try to lure me over there to the open. Because he's not gonna come here. What is this nonsense? Why couldn't I counter? Come down and fight me! I'm dead. He never misses! Like, if he missed every once in a while, I'd be like, oh, okay. If he missed, if you moved around, like you didn't stand still in the same spot fighting, I would say okay. But that's horse nonsense. Why is that a thing? Who thought that was a good idea? See, and doing that means it's a guaranteed hit. Oh my God! If he doesn't give me an absurd amount of health back, I'm gonna be so livid. One whole little health crouton, of course. Oh, he actually missed? Look at that. I am honestly shocked. Oh my God, please fight me over here. And actually give me health. No, you give me Weenie Hut Jr. levels of health. There's no way. Can I drag him all the way over here? Can I attack? Oh my... Now I know that it's just that this section is a terribly designed section. Because the only way that I was able to beat this beforehand was by switching it to easy. Because there is just no way. There is no way. If they replenished your health enough, but there's nothing you can do. I can't do anything to take care of the idiot in the center of the room who never misses his crossbow shots. I'm gonna get shot. Apparently the only way that I can dodge him is if I do that nonsense. Nope. You all gotta come fight me over... Oh my God. And then he throws me out into the open. Yeah, I'm cornered. I don't have a choice. Look at him. Look at him. He just has to walk in a straight line towards me, but he won't. Where's he going? Why did he sheath his sword? Why does he keep walking into the pillar? Why isn't he smart enough to walk around the pillar? Look at him! Just come over here! If I stick out even a little bit, I'm dead. This is the only way to do it. Where? Be sure to prepare your excuses, crossbowmen. From now on, you will start to pay with you for your deeds. Just let me stab him in the throat already. You're gonna stab him in the crotch, apparently. Welcome to our humble home, assassin. Go right ahead. My master will see you now. So we are here in this part of the story. Let's exit. I know it's gonna start us off where we were. Let me see something. If I go to memories. Kill the killers. So we are 6-1 is where we're currently at. Oh my goodness. Hopefully we won't encounter any more nonsense. Let me see. It doesn't say. I was hoping to see if I could find something that would tell me. So, yeah, this is it for tonight. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream and watching me get upset like crazy at this stupid game. But I just want to see the story and the lore, especially since it was dropped in Assassin's Creed 1 about Adha? I don't know how to pronounce her name. But it was dropped there, so I wanted to see what it would be like. So, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you want to know what I'm going to stream again, you can go ahead and give me a follow over at twitter.com/LeeMustang. I usually post right when I'm about to stream over there. If you want to see what I'm adding to my game collection all the time, you can go ahead and give me a follow over at Instagram under the username Lee.Mustang. And of course, if you want to catch more of this content as well as other Let's Plays that I do, or review videos or anything else, you can go ahead and give me a follow over at youtube.com/LeeMustang, where I have infinitely more stuff going on over there, at least over the course of several years. So if you want to watch my Assassin's Creed playthrough, if you want to watch any of my other Let's Plays, or I don't know why I can't speak right now, like a walrus, or any of my other long play archives that are all located over there. And of course, if you're watching this as a stream archive over at youtube.com/LeeMustang, please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel to help it grow. Click the little bell icon to be in the know. And I will see you guys in the next part. Until then, take care.